Hi everyone!
I'm Rocky.
And I'm Sarah.
And together, we are Savage Disney Pins. And today we're going to talk about... What are we going to talk about? Are we going to talk about something?
I think so. We thought it'd be really fun to talk about our top 5 pins.
Nice recovery. Yeah, that's what we're going to do.
As we were going through all of our pins, we went through binders, we went through books, we went through shadow boxes and our pin boards.
Allegedly.
We found more than 5. So we have our top 5 and then we have a couple honorable mentions.
Why don't we start with those?
Sure. Also, this is my top 5 pins of the moment. It's kind of an ever-changing thing, so it's very possible that in a couple months we could do a whole nother top 5 pins and they'd be totally different.
For her, I don't ingest as many pins as...
Ingest.
Yeah. I just don't consume the amount of pins that she does. So my collection stays pretty even. It usually, as you see in these videos, I'll get 1 or 2 over the course of a month or 2 months. Though lately, since we started doing this, that has changed quite a bit.
Yeah. On to honorable mentions.
Yeah, let's get to it.
Cool. This is like more than just one pin. And I couldn't decide between any of these. So this honorable mention, actually, all 3 of our honorable mentions are pin sets.
Yeah, they're cool as sets. I don't know if individually I like one pin more than the ones I pick, and I think you're in the same boat.
My first honorable mention, pin set. Hop.
Doorways to Disney.
Yes, the Doorways to Disney. I have the whole set. I collected all of them. Each one has a slider and a hinged mechanism on it. Yep. So you slide it open and then it opens up and you kind of see like the inside of the ride. So I really love this pin set. Couldn't decide which one, if any. I mean, there is a Space Mountain one, so that one was definitely like a top contender. But like Rocky said, I think that they really deserve to be shown in the whole set. They're all LE4000s and they came out as monthly releases in 2017.
What does this pin set not have? It's got glitter, it's got pin on pin, it's got hinges, it's got sliders, it's got attractions. What more could you possibly want out of a pin set?
Oh my god! But wait, there's more!
For just 3 easy payments of $399.
No!
Just like Sarah, my honorable mentions are a set, as we already disclosed just a couple minutes ago. I couldn't pick one, but I absolutely love this set. In fact, it's not the only place this set makes an appearance in our household. We have matching refrigerator magnets that have all of the same images on them. Mm-hmm. And they are the Star Wars. I'll put them all right here or somewhere. They are...
Where?
Somewhere.
Here?
Right here. I got it.
Here?
They are...
You're going to put it here?
Okay.
You're going to put it right here?
So maybe, I don't know.
Here, I'll get out of the way. You can put it right here?
They are the Star Wars attraction posters. So we've got Monstro from Storybook Land Canal, but instead it's
it's the Storybook Land Canal boat ride.
Yes.
It's my favorite ride name ever, because it's so long.
But instead of the boat going into the whale's mouth, we have the Space Slug from Empire Strikes Back with the Millennium Falcon flying right out of it, which is awesome. I have Tatooine, which looks like Autopia. It is Luke's speeder on Tatooine from A New Hope.
And C-3PO's in there.
Then I have the Forest Moon of Endor, which is a Haunted Mansion tribute, but instead of the 3 hitchhiking ghosts, it has the forced ghosts of Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Yoda on it, which is super cool. And the last one is a tribute to the Jungle Cruise attraction poster, but it is my favorite scene in Empire Strikes Back, which is the snow scene with the AT-ATs and the snow speeders, which is pretty awesome. Now, one thing I noticed online when looking this pin up to make sure, what year it came out and everything, is a lot of people have this labeled as a Star Tours poster, but that's incorrect. The attraction poster is the Jungle Cruise.
They need to be in their own little frame, I think. Yeah.
Craft project.
Crafting.
Speaking of putting pins in frames, Sarah has one more honorable mention. of a set that is definitely geared towards the park lovers out there in like a really weird way. I mean, I get it. It's hilarious. And I understand why she put it in there. And this is actually a combination, I believe, of 2 sets, right?
It is. So it's 1 full set, and then I have... That set has some honorable mentions in it. Anyway, okay. So here in this frame, I have some hidden Mickeys of the bathroom signs. Hence why it's this weird little collection. I love that they made these. I think it's so fantastic. So you have the King and Queen from Fantasyland. You have the men's and women's from Tomorrowland. The men's and women's from Adventureland. And then the one right in the middle, the Cheshire one, is the bathroom right as you're entering Fantasyland. And that's the completer. I was going to say chaser, but it's not the chaser. It's the completer pin. And then these 2 over here, the, why can't I think of their names? Jessica Rabbit and... Roger Rabbit. My God. So the Roger and Jessica ones are from Toontown, and those 2 are actually from a different set. So the first set came out as part of Wave A, Hidden Mickeys in 2017, and then the... Oh my God. And then the Roger and Jessica came out as part of a Toontown signage set in 2018. But I thought, I know that they're from a different Hidden Mickey set, but I couldn't not add them to this bathroom set.
I just had a grand idea for a new board for you. We have, your attractions board. We have all the different attractions, and now they're getting so large they're coming off into their own boards. I'm thinking what you should do is a classy Disney pin board. You can get bathroom signs and the garbage can pin set, just things that really embody people that absolutely love the park far too much to where they're like, oh, a garbage can, yes!
Oh, I do love the garbage can pins.
Funny thing about garbage cans is on our honeymoon back in 2016 when we went to Disney World, Sarah had told me about garbage cans that you can talk to and they talk back. We didn't actually do any additional research on this because they weren't active there, but I spent like 4 days trying to have conversations with garbage cans looking like a crazy person, only to find out that they had discontinued the talking garbage cans after we got back.
I hope they bring it back sometime. I did hear a rumor that they might be bringing things like that back, so fingers crossed, because I really liked Push the Talking Trash Can.
I really feel like this is a setup to have me talk to more garbage cans. I don't know if they're bringing this back or not. But I trust her, and she's going to abuse that. Let's start with pin number 5.
My number 5 is the attraction sign for Luigi's Rollickin' Roadster. And I picked this pin because I think that this ride is so underrated. I love Cars Land. I think it's themed, it's so magical. I don't know if you all have ever been there when they light up Cars Land. It's a magical time. The sun starts to go down, and then at a certain time, they pop on all those neon lights down the street. It's so pretty. It's so cool.
Flo's becomes like a piece of artwork at night.
Yeah,
it's
with
amazing.
all the neon lights. Yeah, it's really, really amazing. As much as I love Radiator Springs, I could go on the Luigi ride 10 times a day and I think it's so much fun. And you get to dance, and Tony Shalhoub sings, and it's just, that ride makes me so happy. And I think that the theming of it is really, really, really cool. So that's why I picked this pin.
Coming in at number 5 for me is this Scarif pin. It's an open edition just like Sarah's. The reason I picked it is because Rogue One is probably tied with Empire Strikes Back as my favorite Star Wars movie. Out of all the new stuff since Disney took over the property, it is by far my favorite. I love the space fight scene. I love the ground combat scene. Yeah, it has a sad ending, but visually it is stunning. And this pin, it's simple. It's got an AT-AT on it, but I love the color scheme from a graphic design standpoint. It makes the word Scarif, which in of itself is kind of an ugly word, look attractive. So I'm really fond of this pin, and this will come in at number 5 for me.
I'd like that as like a patch on a hat.
Oh, yes. Someone out there, make this a patch, put it on a hat, and send it to me. Make sure it's extra large. I got a ginormous head. It's time for number 4. My number 4 is this fantasy pin that Sarah had got me at like some local convention.
Yeah, in 2019, I went to a Pins and Patches Expo, which is like a traveling Pins and Patches Expo. Came through Portland, and I found this pin maker. It's at kings_pins on Instagram.
We'll tag them down below.
Yes, definitely. And they make some really, really cool pins. They have a lot of Star Wars pins. So I got this in a couple different colors, and then a Boba Fett pin as well.
Yeah, it was hard to choose, but I think this color scheme pops a little more. And you know what? Kind of fits our channel color scheme too. So this is awesome.
Yeah, that's a good number 4.
Yeah.
My number 4 is also a fantasy pin, and it's already been in one of our videos, so sorry for that, but I had to include it. It is this really amazing, I mean, it's almost like 2 pins. This is the perfect cast from a Goofy movie when Max has to save Goofy with the fishing pole while going over the waterfall. And this is from a fantasy maker called Little Shop of Pins. We will also link them down below. Go check them out. This came out for the 25th anniversary of a Goofy movie earlier this year. Next up, number 3. My number 3 pin is a Haunted Mansion pin from the 50th anniversary in 2019. And the reason I picked this pin, this beautiful, creepy grandfather clock pin, is because this is the pin that really kicked off and started my Haunted Mansion collection, which is now pretty massive. First off, this is pin on pin on pin. It is 3 layers deep. It's good size and it's heavy. The pendulum swings side to side and the hands on the clock spin.
I like that you did a triple layer pin for your 3rd pin.
Pin on pin on pin!
Oh,
I did.
Yeah.
That's funny.
There's so many good pins. There's so much good merchandise that came out for the 50th anniversary of a Haunted Mansion. It was hard not to go bankrupt while we were at Disneyland as that was happening.
Yeah, yeah. So the back of the pin, it has the 50th anniversary logo on it, which is really cool. And then it's an LE of 2000. What's your number 3?
My number 3 is yet another Star Wars pin. I'm sure everybody out there is shocked.
I'm shocked.
It's also another fantasy. Another one which Sarah had purchased for me, and which she got me 3. But it's an obvious choice. When you're faced with, Coca-Cola, Diet Coke, or Sprite, you pick Coke Classic, right? So she got me this BB-8 in the fashion of the Galaxy's Edge Coke bottles that you can buy in the park they look like little hand grenades or something from Star Wars. And I just love this pin set. And it's so cool that they were able to make it BB-8.
So this came in a Coke, Diet Coke, and Sprite, the 3 things that you could get in the park. However, I just glanced and I don't think they're on their website anymore. This is from Enchanted Thoughts Club.
We'll put them down below too. They make really cool stuff.
Yeah, I was going to say, even though these aren't on there anymore, their pins, we have a number of pins from them and they're all really, really amazing.
Check them out. Coming in at number 2. I picked this pin because it was a gift from Sarah, and it was kind of like...
That's like a trend.
Yeah, actually...
Sarah got me this. Sarah got me this. I have a problem with pins, guys.
Oh yeah, Sarah has gotten me every pin on this list so far. There's one though, coming up. My number 1, you did not get me.
No.
My number 2 is this mini jumbo that Sarah got from Galaxy's Edge. It's an LE500. It's pin on pin. The TIFO on it moves. And it's really what kicked off my Star Wars collection. This was one of the original pins that I got to start the collection. It's also really kindled my love of Star Wars vehicles on pins. And I just absolutely love this pin. It even comes in a cool box that looks like Galaxy's Edge to me. So this is a solid number 2. Without this pin, I'd probably have a lot more money.
That one was fun to try and get though. You didn't buy it. You didn't have to buy it in Galaxy's Edge, but it was for Galaxy's Edge. And it's an LE500. And so I just happened to be in the park on the day that it released without him. And so I ran around trying to find it. It was awesome.
It's a really cool pin. What's yours?
Ooh, my number 2 is the centerpiece of my Space Mountain collection. It is also a mini jumbo. It's like the size of my palm. Really good sized.
Your mini jumbo is more jumbo than my mini jumbo.
It is. It's a pin-on-pin, and it's a replica of the D23 Space Mountain poster, which we also have hanging in our hallway.
Don't you also have like a car ornament hanging off your mirror with the same image on it too?
I have it's not a car ornament specifically, like it's a ornament, but I have it hanging in my car, and it has the astronaut on it. So this pin is from the 2017 D23 Expo. So 2017 was the 40th anniversary of Space Mountain. This is the LE 500 from the Expo. Last but not least, drum roll please.
How long am I gonna drum roll?
Number 1.
My number 1 is the Captain Amelia profile from the Heroine set from WDI. It's LE 250. It's incredible. Treasure Planet's my favorite Disney cartoon movie. What more can I say? What makes this pin extremely unique, it's one of the few pins that Sarah didn't buy for me. Someone else did, but she didn't buy it for me.
Have you bought any pins yourself?
I bought the Gaston pin and the Han Solo pin, the Acme's, yeah.
Okay, so you bought 2 pins.
Yeah.
My number 1 was also gifted to me, and it usually lives kind of right in here in our videos. So you've probably, if you've seen any of our other videos, then you've seen it before. My number 1 is this Little Mermaid 30th anniversary framed pin. This was gifted to me by At Tragic Kingdom Pins. This thing is heavy. It's an LE 500. It even has the certificate of authenticity on the back, and it is signed by the artist.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so really, really cool. And it's so big.
It's so cool.
Yeah. I was so afraid to bring this home because I thought, like, I was just so worried about getting it on an airplane. Yeah, this is definitely my number 1 pin. It lives in our living room, front and center, and I love it very, very much. That was our top 5.
Yeah, we'd like to know what your top 5s are. Put them in the comments. If you're a fellow YouTuber, send us a link to your video. We really want to know what your top 5 pins are. That's everything that we have for you right now. It's been a lot of fun. We hope you enjoyed this video. For more content, make sure you hit subscribe. And if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. I'll catch you next time.
Bye. Shh. Rocky's gone. And I have a secret. I know it's not as impressive as my number 1 pin. This pin here, I'm addicted to this pin. And I don't have nearly enough. So please, check out Instagram at SavageDisneyPins for all my traders. Let's trade. Do you have the Space Mountain cutie? Because I need more.
Sarah, did I leave the camera on?
No, we're good. We're good. Go back to what you're doing. Everything's fine here.